Video now. Got about 30 pounds of Flint Ridge in my turkey cooker. I turned it up all the way and it goes way higher. Like, I don't need anything I'm going to show you. 437 is here and I still have half a dial. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. If you're smart enough or you want to do that, you do that on your own. No issues from me. Now, a lot of guys put their temperature sensor in the middle. And what happens is, even in a kiln, your elements come on, and they come on full blast until the heat gets to the middle. So this rock here could be 500, 600, 1,000, and this rock here could be 200. And then it will shut off, and then this will cool fast because it's really hot as the heat soaks in. Element will come back on and repeat that cycle, and that's why a lot of rocks pot lead. Now, if you put your heating sensor in a corner where the element is, when this corner, before the heat even gets to soak in, if say I had this set at 300, as soon as this gets 300, it'll shut off. And the heat will soak in a little bit. It'll come on and put another little, and it'll coast in instead of this being really hot, this side of the rock being really hot, that side of the rock being really cold. Very important. If you have your sensor in the middle, change it. Put it near the elements. This is a magnetic dimmer, and I use it to cut my, because this will draw almost 2,000 watts, and I don't want it that hot. I had a slow cooker I used that only drew 200 watts, and it could, I could set it on 500 and leave it because it was, the wattage was so low that it couldn't heat fast enough in one time to crack the rock. And it comes out of there and it goes into this outlet, which has a solid state relay in it that turns on and off by this Arduino Uno. I have a program for Flint Ridge in it, and it ramps 10 degrees per hour, and it holds at 550 degrees for 6 hours. So when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's over 500 for about 12 to 14 hours. And that's usually enough. And if it doesn't come out good, I'll take the good pieces, because like any rock, some of them will cook really good there, some of them won't. I'll separate them. I'll cook another batch, I'll separate them, and then I'll put them in, and I'll hook my laptop up, and I'll change this to 600. And then all the rest will cook. I plug in there, I clamp my cord so it doesn't get pulled off, and I run my Arduino because out here in the country where I live, a tree limb touches the power line every 20 minutes and the power will blink. And if you run it off of this outlet, which I used to do, this is always on, that's controlled. The power will blink, program will start over, which if I'm at 550 degrees is catastrophic because the heat will just shut off until it goes all the way back down to 150 and start over. Terrible. So, but my program starts out at 100. It'll go to 100, and then 110, 120, 130, 140. So it soaks for a long time, and I hardly ever have any crack. So that's how I cook the Flint Ridge. Everything's plugged in, and here's my power cord to my Arduino, and this is a how many amp hours? Uh, 9,000 milliamp hours. So it'll last a long time. This only draws like 50 milliamps. And then we'll plug it in, and we'll watch our Arduino boot up. There we go. See the light blink? That light is the heater's on. That's pin 13, has an LED on it. So when that light's on, the heater's on. So that's how I know that everything's working. And this battery's at 100%, so it'll last quite a while. I'm going to put the lid on, end the video, and all this Flint Ridge will be for sale when it's done.